I am literally seeing red in this video. Keep watching to find out why. Let's talk about red light therapy. I've been interested in this for a few years. I've seen claims it can help with all kinds of things like skin rejuvenation, muscle recovery, energy during the day, and better sleep at night. I've got a couple of devices at home that I've dabbled with in an attempt to help heal a scar following surgery and to try and hold back some wrinkles or even boost hair growth. I've also tried out some larger red light therapy options too, like a full bed of red light and these standing panels during a trip to LA, although it was only very briefly. But now one company, Red Light Rising, has agreed to lend me what it calls the half stack, so I can use it for a while and make this video about my experience. Ta-da! The half stack. And I'm going to use it every day for the next 2 weeks. Why 2 weeks? Because Red Light Rising says I should start to notice some key benefits within that time. So this device is a plug-in. It's not chargeable, so you need to set up somewhere near to a socket. It's quite heavy, but it's not unmanageable. And there are 100 LED lights here, some of them emitting red light, others emitting invisible infrared light at different wavelengths. We'll hear more about the difference between those two lights shortly. One of the things I quite like about light therapy in general is that it's uncomplicated. All I need to do is expose my bare skin to the light. I am focusing my first session on my legs because I've got some DOMs from my workouts this week, and for muscle recovery, the recommendation is that I stand 20 centimeters away for about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm actually balancing on a block to get the height right. So Brian, tell me, what am I going to notice in the next fortnight?
I would say the first thing you're going to notice is an increase in energy. Within a day or two, I would hazard that your physical energy levels are going to go up. You're probably going to get some mood enhancement, as this is something that, like, across through all our clients, this is the first thing they tell us they feel. It's the first thing I noticed when I started using red light therapy. And of course, as time goes on, as you use the light more and more, you're going to start getting more of those other benefits. So a reduction in muscle fatigue after working out, increase in healing, wound healing. If you have any injuries, you might even start noticing you get stronger if you're working out a lot, if you're doing any sport. Your hair, you might start noticing your hair is growing longer and thicker. These are all things that have been proved by science and are being reported to us by our clients.
So here's an update on day 3 of my trial. I didn't notice any effects on day 1. On day 2, my DOMs had reduced and I had trouble sleeping. I just didn't feel as tired as I would typically feel at bedtime, but that could have been down to other factors like a later workout yesterday. But after I used it this morning, I feel like I did experience a bit of an energy boost afterwards, which surprised me because I hadn't had a great night's sleep. I'm also conscious of the fact Brian told me the specific wavelengths of red and infrared light can penetrate the body and cause an increase of energy production within the mitochondria.
That mitochondria is the energy production powerhouse of the cells. So what that means is that when this light touches those cells and penetrates those cells and causes that stimulation of energy production within the cells have more energy. And of course, whatever those cells are part of, whether it's the skin, the muscles, the hair, the eyes, the organs, the blood, the bones, the joints, anything, whatever they're a part of, they have more energy, so they do their job better. When this light penetrates the body, hits these cells, it also causes a release of anti-inflammatory molecules and enzymes. Now, these anti-inflammatories get released in the area where the light is touching or where the light is penetrating, but they get released into the blood. So you get these anti-inflammatories flowing through your blood and going around your body and bringing these anti-inflammatory benefits and this healing and the soothing to your entire body.
It's day 7, and the more I read up on this kind of light therapy, the more I'm enjoying my daily sessions. I think it's because I like to believe it's doing me good. Red light therapy has been used for various purposes by the likes of dermatologists and even NASA scientists. I get the sense that while it may be considered experimental by some, there are studies and support for its efficacy, particularly around short-term pain relief and skin issues I've noticed. But let's get back to this specific device now. So using the Red Light Rising half stack feels warm, but it's not hot. And on the top, you've got 2 switches, so you have the option to either use just near infrared light or just red light, or you can use both because they are different, as Bryan explained to me.
So infrared light is for the muscles, the bones, and the blood. It does very, very, very similar things that red light does, but red light is very generally for the hair and for the skin and for a few millimeters under the skin to stimulate the cells to produce that collagen, which is going to fill out your skin. It's going to repair any minor damage you might have. It's hopefully going to reduce some fine lines and wrinkles. It's going to improve the health of your hair. It's going to extend the growing period. So hopefully, you know, when your hair is growing nice and long, it's going to grow a few centimeters more before it falls out and a new hair replaces it. And like I said, infrared light goes deeper into the skin. It causes that energy production in the muscles and the blood and the bones. So that's why, in my experience, I think if I use both of those just before I go to bed, I think it feels like the infrared is causing too much energy stimulation within my body, which doesn't keep me awake, but it feels like I've had a coffee just before bed because I lie in bed and my mind is still going shh. If you want to use this therapy for improving your sleep, I would suggest starting just with red light at night.
And that's a great segue into how I've been using the device. There are no super strict rules, but it sounds like there's not much point in using it for longer than about 20 minutes across a day when you're standing around 20 centimeters away from it. And that's because I'm told the cells of our bodies can only absorb so much light energy. I started off using it in the evenings, then switched to mornings. There's a theory the light can supplement the wake-up effect you'd get from the actual sun at that time of day. Red Light Rising also say you can use it up to an hour before a workout to stimulate energy and after a workout to maximize recovery.
Have you ever come across any negative side effects from using red light therapy?
There's been no negative side effects reported in the scientific community at all. The only thing that worries people is that it's very bright. So when people look at a very bright light, they naturally think like, ooh, this must be dangerous. But there is no danger to the eyes at all. Just like the rest of the body, it brings energy to the eyes. It brings anti-inflammatories to the eyes, but it's bright. So close your eyes. We had one lady who is a client of ours say she got horrific headaches after using one of our lights. Now, we've never ever heard this before from anybody else. We actually hear that it helps headaches and migraines from some of our clients. So, you know, I don't know what's going on with her. I don't know what other conditions she might be suffering with. I don't know how she's using the light. I don't know about the rest of her lifestyle, but she did say she gets a headache when she uses the light. And that's the only negative thing we've heard.
I had heard that infrared light could be harmful to eyes. Is that true?
Not that I've come across. So, you know, it's, again, I'm not going to tell you to go and stand and open your eyes and stare into it because it's very, very bright. But what I noticed for myself, this is obviously anecdotally, I don't expect anybody to take this as the truth. But when I first started using the lights, you know, a couple of years ago now, it was quite uncomfortable. It was very, very bright. And within a couple of weeks, the brightness from the light, the intensity of the lights had gone away. And I never really thought anything of it until obviously, you know, I had lights before we started the business, because it wasn't like I never set out to start a business. They worked so well for me and my business partner that we were like, oh, maybe other people will enjoy it. And then come the summertime, I started using lights in the winter, and come the summertime, I threw my sunglasses away. because I could walk. I was living in London at the time, and I used to be one of these people like, oh, the sun came out, I put my shades on. Like my eyes could not tolerate any form of bright light. And now, I mean, now I live in Central America. It's sunny every single day. I never wear sunglasses. So to me, that just is saying like, whoa, you know, this light has made your eyes stronger. Perhaps my eyes were a little bit weak from wearing sunglasses for the last 15 years. So for me, anecdotally, I've got rid of the sunglasses. My eyes feel so much better. I don't suffer from headaches. I don't suffer from any vision issues. And I use red and infrared light every single day.
Please don't stop wearing sunglasses just because Bryan has. They protect your eyes from UV rays. And please don't interpret anything you see in this video as medical advice. It's day 14 and time to draw some conclusions. There are various red and infrared light therapy devices on the market, but if you are wondering whether or not to buy the Red Light Rising Half Stack, here are my likes and dislikes. Let's start with the good. It's a decent size. You feel like you're getting a good amount of body coverage. It's low maintenance. You just plug it in and get in front of it. From what I can glean, the specific wavelengths used in this device are largely considered to be effective at delivering a range of wellness benefits. And here are my dislikes. You've got to stay pretty near to a plug socket when you're using it because it's a plug-in device. It can be tricky to target certain areas of your body with a fairly heavy panel like this because you've got to line yourself up in front of it. Having said that, if you want to target certain areas, maybe just buy a smaller device that's more mobile. Now, I didn't actually notice this next dislike until it was pointed out to me. My husband was sitting behind me while I was using the panel. He was watching TV. He complained that it was noisy. Here's me holding a microphone around the back of the half stack so you can hear what it sounds like very close up. You understand that this review isn't scientific, but it is an account of my user experience. The tricky nature of trialing a product like this is never knowing with any degree of certainty that it really has had a positive effect on my energy, sleep, skin health, and more, because there are always other factors at play. Having said that though, I do feel like I experienced an uplift in mood and energy at certain points during the 2-week trial. And from around the 10-day mark, it seemed like the skin on my face was glowing a little bit more than usual. Using the device daily as part of my routine has not been hard work. I use the time to do a bit of EFT tapping or just to enjoy some quiet thoughtfulness. Before I go, one more important piece of information. At the time of filming this piece to camera in July 2019, the Red Light Rising Half Stack cost £395, including shipping. And you can find details of a healthHackers discount in the description text that goes with this video. That's it. See you next time. YouTube viewers, I really appreciate you watching that video. It would be wonderful if you hit the red subscribe button. It costs you nothing and it means that you'll get notified whenever I post a healthHackers video. You can follow me on social media too. Handles right beneath me. I love hearing from you. Bye bye.